Hi there. Today I'm going to tie a small bonefish fly, or saltwater general saltwater fly, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a sound base of tying thread here to ensure that that my dumbbell eyes are fastened correctly. So I'm gonna apply the dumbbell eyes. These are white with black pupils. Silver would work, gold would work as well. So I'm tying some 8-figure loops here, but what you want to do to ensure that this really stays there is as soon as you've done a lot of these, as you can see, it's moving around. What you need to do is you need to make some horizontal turns of the tying thread to really clamp down on the 8-figure loops to make sure that this stays exactly in place, stays exactly where it's placed. Maybe this is even a better angle, I think. Good, so you can see I'm turning them underneath the eye on both sides and then pulling taut. Good. Moving down here on the hook. What we need to do is we need to make a tail now, and for this I'm going to use some fairly long dubbing. This is the STF dubbing, a great dubbing for saltwater. Tying a bundle down here. Like so. Just making sure all the loose stuff is not in there. This is a bit long for my taste, so I'm just gonna trim it with my fingers. Better. Turn the other part of the dubbing backwards, tying it down again. This will ensure you get a very strong fly. Again, I find this a bit too long, so I'm just gonna do something like that. This is better. And to make some contrast here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my black permanent marker here, and I'm gonna make some striations here. Just to give it a bit of contrast. Maybe you should have a bit more just out there in the tip as well, like so. A neat little trick you can do on most any artificial materials. So then I want some flash here. I'm taking some pearl dye tan scent flash, a good saltwater flash, a good flash for any shrimp pattern, shrimp or crustacean pattern or crab or whatever. Just a few strands of these. Here is 4, I think. 4 is a good number. 3 is also good. 4 or 5 I think will work as well. Right. Just taking some like that. Oh, that got too long. Tying it down, and if it's too long, just simply cut them, but cut them individually, so they won't cling together out in the water, like that. Bit of flash, and now I need some wriggle eggs. The color orange and barred brown is very good. The white and orange will be good as well. The olive and orange and stuff like that will be good as well. I'm gonna tie these down one on each side to add a bit more life, to make it look a bit more like, you know, something fluttering along the bottom of any flat, like that. Just gonna pull this a bit further up here to make sure it's tied properly down. Cutting those off and putting these off to the side because we will need them later on. Like so. Just to let you see how it looks from on top. You can see you have the flesh and all the stuff all the way around there. Then I'm gonna make my body, and you can of course use all different types of dubs and stuff like that. I'm gonna use some tan, the same stuff we used for the tail, mixed with some Flesh-a-Boo in pearl, like this. Gonna make a dubbing loop. Like that. Simply continue to take my thread all the way up towards the head of the fly. Apply my dubbing loop here to my dubbing loop. As I said, this is again a nice pattern that can really look like a lot of different kinds of food, and that is why this is such a great pattern, because really what it does, it looks like food to the bonefish or to the sea trout or to whatever. I've not actually tried this fly for a sea trout, but and I think if you wanted to try this for sea trout, you should probably not have as big a dumbbells up there, maybe a gold head or something like that instead. But I definitely think this pattern would probably be fine for a sea trout. But if you want that, you don't want the very big large dumbbells all the way up there. What happened here is what can occur from time to time. That is, I actually broke my dubbing loop, which is fairly annoying, because now I need to make another one. Blah blah blah. Going back here. That's something I'm used to with this normally very strong thread here. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. And it's not like I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. Stuff can happen. So let's try it one more time. Putting my dubbing inside my loop here. Adding a bit more, just to make sure everything is where I want it to be. Dubbing loops are really a cool thing. One of the best ways of making dubbing, I think, because you really can get that very nice fluffy look to the dubbing. That really can make all the difference. And done, if it's done correctly, then you get the same effect as a hackle, but without the hackle. Of course, hackles are nice as well, and wouldn't live without them. But this really does the trick from time to time. I'm just gonna scratch it a bit out some of the dubbing here to give it that nice and transparent effect, which most prey for any. Which most crustaceans have, like so. Turning this, folding the stuff backwards while I'm turning. tying everything down. Cutting the rest of it off, like so. And then I need the rubber legs from before here. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna tie these down around here. Like that. Oh, where did the other one go? Oh, there. This is of course going to be the underside of the fly that I'm tying on here. So, as you can see, this is going to be the underside of the fly. So this is going to be turned backwards, pointing backwards in a second. And simply just become part of the legs of this fly here. Turning some dubbing, making the head part of the fly like this. And as you can see now, what we have here is a fly with some legs. I think actually the orange part of these are too long, so I'm going to cut those off a bit. So that one. And as you can see, this will rest on the bottom like this with all the legs out here, and will basically look a lot like food. A bit like a Charlie, this one, but well, most of many of the classic bonefish patterns is is very similar to Charlie. This has a different appeal though. Like so. Whip finish. And we're done. Really cool stuff. Thank you for tuning in.